Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Akim doing his work in sincerity and truth. And the title of this video is called The War Within. Okay? All right. I want to start off with 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Right. Our warfare is spiritual, although we walk in these fleshly bodies, It's a spiritual warfare that we battle in this truth on a daily basis, And for us to endure in this truth, you got to be of a sound mind. You can't be carnal, You got to walk in the spirit, And you got a lot of brothers that come into this thing of ours, man, and they get weeded out, because they're not staying in the spirit, they're carnal, and hey, listen, hey, the 2/3, man, they come up against this truth, man, they don't understand this thing of ours, man, because they don't have the spirit, you see, they don't have the spirit, here it is, you got brothers from all walks of life, from all different parts of the country and states, don't know each other from a hole in the wall though, but we treat each other as brothers because why we dealing through the spirit, you treat that brother like that's your brother, you treat him like you know him all your life, you see, because like I said, we're not niggas, we deal through the spirit, so that's how you look at a man. You look at a man through the spirit, man. You try that man's spirit. You see? Reading on. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High of pulling down the strongholds. Right. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We deal through the spirit. Once again, and what are these some of these strongholds? That we pull down. Our culture, is manufactured. We got a manufactured culture, Esau sets up our culture and we gravitate to it, But a lot of these what is some of these strongholds? Christianity is a stronghold, Another one is the status quo or the so-called moral standards of the society, that these two holds hold on to so dearly, Black culture is another stronghold set up to deceive the people, what I'm saying? But this word is destroying and pulling down the strongholds through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, All right. Let me get Romans chapter 8, verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit mind the things of the spirit. Right. They that are of the flesh, they mind the things of this world, But they that's after the spirit, which is us, we mind the things of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You see? Right? Reading on. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Right. Our spirit is quickened with this word. You see? To be carnally minded is death, is enmity with the Most High. You see? Verse 7. Here it is. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither can it be. It can't be, because the carnal mind is subject to the world, Verse 8. So then they that are of the flesh cannot please the Most High, But they that are not in the flesh, but in the spirit, if so be that the spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, he is none of his. You know, and one good account, you know, of the spirit versus carnal was the verbal exchange between Yahweh Shai and the wicked Pharisees in John the 8th chapter. You know, when you read verse 12 on down, you know, they couldn't understand Yahweh Shai's sayings because they had not the spirit. You see, you know, but and then they basically were offended by his words, okay, because they were carnal minded, you know. But this is what Yahweh Shai said. No, John 8:23. Let me get that real quick. This is John chapter 8, verse 23. And he said unto them, Ye are from beneath, I am from above. Ye are of this world, I am not of this world. Right. You know, he basically was saying that ye are from beneath, right? Earthy, carnal, you know. I am from above, which is heavenly, spiritual. You see? So basically, you know, that was that whole exchange that was going on, you know. But one great account before I close it out to how we battle this flesh is an account in let me get it real quick. This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 15, right? This was a man that brought his son to the disciples, you know, and he was saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed, for oft times he falleth into the fire and off into the water. And I brought them to the disciples, and they could not cure him. Right? Then Yahushua said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long should I be with you? How long should I suffer you and bring him hither to me? You know? And Yahushua basically rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour, right? And the disciples said to Yahushua apart and said, why could we not cast him out? Right? So Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say to this mountain, remove from hence to yonder place, and it shall be removed, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit, this kind goeth not out by prayer and fasting. So that is our defense mechanism and our mechanism that we fight, okay? Through prayer and fasting, you know? And you know, and hey, brothers gotta pray and fast more. That's what we have to do. We enter into treacherous times right now, you know? And you know, you can't get heed to these just seducing spirits, you know? You know, hey man, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, man, hey, these demons come a little harder and often now, you know, through the spirit, man. They coming 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, they're coming at you, you know? And you have to just put on that shield of armor, you know, which is this truth, this word, you know, and that battle mechanism, which is prayer and fasting, you know, to battle these demons and to battle to stay in the spirit, you know. I mean, that's what it is, because like I said, we the disciples didn't need Yahweh Shai, they didn't need to pray and fast while Yahweh Shai was with them, you know. But now Yahweh Shai is not here in the flesh. It's the time now to where we have to pray and fast, you know. And that's basically our defense mechanism, man, and to be able to stay in the spirit, man. You know? So, I hope brothers are edified. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Akim doing his work in the Syrian truth. Shalom.